Well, I'm in a unique position to deal with immigration. My wife she got her permanent green card last year, and the conditions were taken off. I've seen it from the inside out with her experiences. And one thing I'll say about legal immigration is very difficult. And this is something I like to talk about on the campaign trail. It's something near and dear to my heart. My wife and I were interviewed by the DAO, the administrative officer, when she was going to get her permanent green card. And it was an interesting situation because what they do is they treat you like a criminal. I went in there, and I'm born and raised here. I mean, I was born in Morristown, New Jersey, raised in West Orange. I'm living out in Warren County. I served my country in the New York Guard. I'm an American through and through, but at the same time, they took me and put me out in a lobby somewhere and took my wife inside, and they interrogated her. They basically accused her of, it was a sham marriage, blah, blah, blah. They gave her the third degree. They put her under the lights, literally, and tried to break her. And my wife is probably the toughest person I've ever met. My wife is an amazing woman. She comes from Zambia in Africa, and she came from a small village where literally she learned to read and write with a stick on the ground in a hut. And she came from that to become a chartered accountant, which is the British equivalent really of a CPA. So she's achieved more. She's tougher than anybody I know. She came out in tears. And I said, "What did they do to you?" And she wouldn't tell me until we got out of the building, because I think she knew I probably would have gone in there and spoken my mind. They treated her like dirt. Look, she's doing the right thing. While I was there was an attorney there saying, "Have you found the file for this kid who went to NJIT? He's now hiding because they lost his file. He became illegal because they lost his file and weren't processing him." There are a lot of problems with legal immigration. So I want to speak out for all those people that are doing the right thing. And if you come, we're all immigrants. We all come from different parts of the world. And the people who try, like my wife and myself, who try to do the right thing, and the system treats that way, derogates and treats shabbily, that's not appropriate. We have to honor those people that are trying to come here legally. So we need reform in the legal immigration system. That's the great untold story, is how difficult it is if you try to do the right thing. As far as illegal immigration, one of the things I want to do, and one of the laws we have to change, we sort of have a slap on the wrist kind of thing. If you hire somebody illegal knowingly, they work for your company, it's a fine. What I want to do is, there are two parts to every equation. There's the immigrant who comes over here, there's a person who hires them. One of the things I want to emphasize, if you intentionally hire somebody who's illegal, I want you to be punished. I mean, I want there to be repercussions for that. One of the things I propose is mandatory jail time. If you intentionally hire an illegal immigrant and you knowingly do it, I think you should go to jail for a couple of years. Because you know what? Once you start seeing people going away to the pokey, the old stony lonesome, as we say in Warren County, people are going to stop doing that. It's the same thing with many areas of life. If you slap people on the wrist, a couple $1,000 fine, $10,000 fine, it ultimately becomes worthwhile to cheat. We have to have a disincentive to hire illegal aliens here in the United States. One of the things is taking the employers and saying, look, if you intentionally hire people or you bring people into the United States, there are whole industries that have sprung up bringing illegals over the border. People are bringing illegals over the border, distributing them around America to work. And you see it every day here in this country. And it's not fair to the contractors who are being pushed out. I have friends, and I know who are contractors who are hiring Americans that are being pushed out. If you intentionally hire an illegal worker, you should pay for it. Not just with money, but you should pay for it with your liberty, because it's such an egregious thing to do. In Warren County, I remember sitting at the Warren County Fair, and we have a lot of contractors out there that come around, and a lot of them are losing their homes. They've lost their companies, they've lost their machinery, their equipment, because people are hiring illegal aliens and they can't compete with them. So I'm not the kind of person that says punish the illegal alien, they're all bad. No, there's two sides to every equation. There are people that are manipulating them, bringing them over intentionally and hiring them. So, look at the other side of the coin. Look at the people who are doing the hiring. We have to be more strict with them and provide more of a penalty for that.
So that would have been, in the example you used on the contractor, that would mean if you have somebody working in your house painting, and the guy you hired to do the painting goes over to Home Depot and puts two guys in the back of his truck, is the homeowner the one who's going to jail then?
No, it would be the one who got them and put them in the back of the truck. Look, a lot of people hire people. When I hire somebody to do something around the house, I don't ask for a green card. I don't do that. I assume that people are going to be on the up and up. I think most people do that. What it is it would probably
be...
What
if it turned out that you hired somebody who was illegal? Would you go to jail mandatorily?
No, of course not. I would, if it's knowingly, it's intentionally. The element of this is, I would make it would be a numbers game, or if you hire a certain number of people, intentionally. If you're not just one person here or there picking up a day laborer, it's something where you intentionally hire and there's a pattern of conduct where you're bringing people in intentionally. That's something. It would have a certain level you'd have to meet to get there, but at the same time, there has to be some sanction for that on the other end. Not just the illegals. We tend to demonize them. Look, a lot of these people are just coming here trying to make a living for their families. We have people I know that work at a gas station. They come over from India, and they're just trying to send money back home. They're legal, but they're trying to send money back home. They work 16 hours a day. I mean, you feel bad for them. They're working, trying to help their families. They're trying to become Americans. We've all been through that. Every generation that came over to America sort of took their turn at going through these different things. I'm Celtic. I'm Scottish and probably a little bit Irish, and I remember what happened with people when they came over from Ireland. They were treated very badly. The Chinese workers in the railroads, you see the movies about that where they'd be building a railroad tunnel, and they literally say, well, dynamite it. They don't care if the people are in there. People are human beings. We have to understand they have aspirations, they have goals. I'm not going to demonize the people that come over here, because really they're being used by the people that are making money off of this. And as the good book says, it's not money that's the root of all evil, it's the love of money. And people will manipulate people, take advantage of people just to make an extra buck. We have to stop that.